Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about the TED assignment, and the speaker who I chose, his name is Arden Shore. His speech is about unlocking music for everyone. So he talks about a subject that people might not really understand entirely or even appreciate really, and it's classical music. And he delivers his speech in a different way so that people can really actually enjoy it and understand it. And I love that straight off the bat. He starts out really playful and he makes his audience laugh, and I think that establishes a really good connection, like straight from the beginning. And throughout his speech, he also uses a lot of metaphors, so his content is really easy to understand. Like in the beginning, he said that sometimes he hears people talking about classical music like they're talking about broccoli. And there's a sense that it's good for you and we should have more of it, but sometimes it can be kind of dull and boring, and we'd rather have our high fructose pop song. So he talks about things, he puts things in a different perspective. Instead of talking about classical versus pop music, he'll let people think about it in a different way, like broccoli versus Fruit Loops, for example. And but then he'll say, but this is why broccoli is actually good for you. And he has the facts to back it up. So not only does he have his metaphors to make it easy for people to understand, but he'll have the facts to back it up. And he also has different visual aids and also different musical aids. Like he'll compare classical music with a pop song, and he'll say this is why these are alike. And so I think he connects with a broad variety of his audience by showing them different ways at looking at things. And out of the 10 TED Commandments, I would say that he did a really good job connecting with people and the people's emotions, and he kept the speech really witty and entertaining. And he also did a good job explaining and giving various examples of what he was talking about. So it wasn't too difficult for, the audience to understand, and he kept their attention. So in terms of his dynamicism, I'd say he did pretty well, and I think I would probably give him a 4 out of 5 because he spoke really well, and he was really funny, and I think that maybe if he came out with a bit more energy, and maybe less, if he was less intimidated by the audience, maybe that he would have been just perfect. And a tip from Gar Reynolds that I think Arden executed really well from his speech was that he left the audience feeling smarter. He began with like a subject that most of the audience might not really be familiar with or understand, and he put it in a different perspective and used his visual aids to make it easy for the audience to grasp. So by the time he was finished with his speech, everyone learned something new or had a better understanding towards classical music. And I learned from him that there's things that you might feel really passionate about, and not everyone might understand it or even be interested in it. But if you deliver it in a way that everyone can relate to or think of a different perspective that nobody would really consider seeing it that way, then I think you can reach out to a lot of people. Because if you make them interested about something that they never even knew they were interested in, then I think you can really influence a lot of different people, as long as you know how to make it relatable to everyone. And I think Sir Ken Robinson and both Arden Shore are really good speakers. And I would say that by watching their videos, that Sir Ken Robinson seems to have a really good deal of experience talking to people often, and he's really devoted to what he wants them to know, and he knows exactly what he's trying to convey. And so he knows his subject really well, and I think that Arden has a really good potential to do the same. I think if he wants people to understand, I think he knows what he wants people to understand, and he'll become a great speaker because he'll feed off the audience and be more comfortable giving his thoughts and making a difference. Just as long as he keeps doing it, he'll get better. And so on the TED Talk, I would say that for tips, I guess, if you know your subject and you know what you're passionate about and you know what you want your audience to gain from your speech, then just put it in a way that everyone can relate to and really try to connect with your audience. Find a way that to grab their attention, even if it's something or a subject that people might think is boring or hard to understand. Just think outside of the box and make some sort of connection with them, whether it's through humor or, what have you. If you get them interested, I think they'll stay interested and they'll probably go on and tell their friends about it or whatnot. And really, I think that's all you really want, is to get the message across and, something that you're really passionate about. If you open their eyes to something new, then I think you've succeeded. So, there's my tip. All right, see you guys.